Hey YouTube friends, welcome back to my channel. You're looking at my potatoes, and these are the ones that I saved, and I've been enjoying them through the last couple of months, but these are last year's potatoes. And I went in there, I keep these in a cool room in the house. Today's the 10th of February 2021, and I saw that they're starting to wake up. They know spring is coming. Even though we've got still a bunch of snow and probably get more this weekend, potatoes are waking up. So you can see down there in the flat, I've started to set up the ones that are already sprouting, and I'm going to be showing you what I'm going to do with these bigger ones, and just talk you through my process of how I prepare my seed potatoes for planting. I prefer to save smaller potatoes as my seed potatoes for planting because they will sprout, and if they're about that size, there's plenty of nutrition in this potato to start a new plant. However, sometimes the big ones get to sprouting too, and it's fine to cut them, and I'll show you how I treat the wound, because a cut on the potato is a wound and it opens it up to potential issues when it goes in the ground. For me, I check the soil temperature because it needs to be around 50 degrees here. Otherwise, the potatoes have a potential, especially the cut ones, if it stays, temperature of the soil is too cold, they can just rot before they actually, take hold in the ground. Anyway, I'm going to move you to the other side of the kitchen so that we can get started, and I'll show you what I do. I don't want this to be a super long video. I know everybody's busy. It's spring. All right, hang on just a minute. Hi. Okay, I'm going to set up my little bench so you can watch what I'm doing and not look at my silly face while we're doing it. But anyway, here we go. So, in place. About there. Okay. So, the potatoes that are small, like this size, that's perfect, and the little sprout is already beginning to come up. So what I do is I set them in a flat, these things, you save them from the garden center when you buy a whole tray of plants. They're perfect. And I set them so that the little sprout, or the potato eye, is pointing up. This technique is known as chitting, chitting, and the potatoes, you keep them kind of cool, you let them, the eyes begin to form, and what is so awesome about this is when you go to plant them in your potato hills, they've already got a start. They're already on the way to becoming potato plants. So I've got a couple different varieties in here. Last year I grew fingerlings, and they are not really waking up yet, so I'll probably do separate trays. I mean, like I said, it's the 10th of February, it's early. I grew the ones that are called Red Norlands, and some of them are sprouting and some of them are not. I grew, I cannot remember the name of this, but it's like a fingerling, but it's a red one rather than a kind of cream beige one. And oh my gosh, I have these, and wait till you all see what the inside of this looks like. These are like, when I dig these up in the fall, it's like finding amethyst. They are so beautiful. And then I have just a standard baking potato that I call Lincoln potatoes, because I got them from my neighbor, Mr. Lincoln. So I save potatoes every year, and generally I like to try new stuff, so I'll generally, if there's some interesting looking new potato, I'll give it a shot and see how it does. And I recommend that to folks because you never know, you might hit on something that does really well where you're at, and other times, it's a fair thing, but not all that great. It's worth the experiment though. You can end up with some really, really good food. So the potatoes that I'm going to have to cut because they're a little bit big, you can get like some of them, well, these are just starting, so you can see it's turned green, and you know we're not supposed to eat the green part of the potato, but that's okay when it's sprouting. It just lets you know that the potato it's alive and it's waking up and it wants to grow. So when I prepare these, if there's eyes coming up in more than one place on the potato, then I'll try to angle it so that there's enough potato material for both of the eyes to get a good hold and have enough material when they're actually going to start sprouting. So I would just take this like that and cut it in half. So there's an eye on each half. Now, like I said earlier, it's a wound, and you want this to dry out. You don't want to just cut a potato and stick it like this in the ground, because it will allow bad stuff to get into it. So if you have a wood stove, you're all set, because all you need to do is just dip that potato in the wood ashes, and then I just place it on the tray with the other ones, and let it by the time the soil is warm enough for me to plant these, this will be fine. And I will come back in a few days, whatever, I don't know, it might take a week or more, because I'm going to leave these in the cool room so they don't sprout out really, really fast, because like I said, I'm not ready to set them out yet, and I just really felt the urge to do this to let y'all know, like, it's time. If you're further south, it's time. So, okay, so there's the side dipped into the wood ash. So put that down there. And I wanted to show you this one. Yeah, let's see, I can cut that this way, there. I mean, look at that. And the cool thing about these, they stay purple even after you cook them. I mean, there's some vegetables and stuff that are beautiful colors, and then you cook them and they just look green or whatever. So these purple ones, they stay like this, and you can make purple mashed potatoes and purple potato salad and purple potato pancakes, and oh my gosh, so many good things. So that's it. So they're cut. They've got the wood ash on them. If you don't have access to wood ash, you could use agricultural lime. Basically, you just want to cover the cut and make it so that give it a few days so it has the opportunity to dry out before you put it in the soil. And the ones that are small, like, these guys down here, y'all don't have to do anything. You don't have to cut them. This is perfect. It's the perfect size. The sprout's already coming. You just want to set them all so that the eyes are up, and that will get your potatoes growing in the right direction. If you just, like, the ones that are all just tumbled about in the buckets for, just keeping them because I'm eating them and they're just in the cool room, those, if they sprouted in that bucket, it would just be a tangled mess. You'd have like little eye things growing all different directions, and it just makes it harder to plant them. If you already have them facing in the direction that they are going to grow, you're giving them a head start and saving them a lot of energy, struggling to find which way is up. So yeah, so that's basically it. I just thought I'd post this really quick video. I will show y'all however long it takes for these ones down here in the, I'm gonna move that back up there so you can see, however long it takes for those in the flat to sprout. I'll come back and show you what they look like. Yeah, happy spring, y'all, and yeah, let's go grow more stuff. All right, see you in the next video. Bye.